All right, quarter note triplets the whole time, or 3 across 2 polyrhythm the whole time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and a 1. One, two, three, and a 4, and a 1. One, two, three, 4. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, number 2, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. One, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. And like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, chord theory stuff. I'm going to walk through this key of C here, and then you can try doing it on your own after this and see if you get the same thing. Right, so we're basically combining the sus2s and the 7th chords. So you got the 7th chord there last. So like the C major 7. Let me move this down. Alright. So the same idea as you went from the C to the C sus2 we're going to do here. So we need to identify what the note is we need to move, which is going to be that E note because that's the 3rd interval. We drop that down to the very next note in key. We still got the high E string to worry about, so we can put that G on there again, just like we did with the C sus2. And that would give us the chord we want. Whoops. There we go. Another way of looking at it is you could take the C sus2 that you had and follow the steps of adding in the 7. So taking that C note there, dropping it down to the B. You wind up with the same thing. So Guitar Pro first brings up a chord G over C. Well, we want the C major 7 sus2. Alright. And that's actually the 2nd chord shown in the little drop down box you get for like different chord name options. Alright, so now we go back to the C and go again C sus4 and change this one. So we're going to take, again, that same note, drop it down to the open B, and there we have our C major 7 sus4. Guitar Pro will bring up G7 over C for the first one. If you click on the drop down box, C major 7 sus4 will be the 3rd option, or you can just type it in. Alright, so next, we can take the D sus2 and then take that octave of the root note, drop it down to the flat 7, and then we got ourselves a D7, whoops, not A minor over D, technically it is, but we want a D7 sus2, and then we can go to the D7 sus4, take that same note, same octave with the root note, drop it down a whole step for the flat 7, and we got ourselves a D7 sus4. Alright, so next, got to combine the E sus flat 2 and the E minor 7. So this chord, we already did a bunch of work with it, just to go from here to here. So there is no octave of the root notes in this chord shape that we can just drop. So here is where I would, actually before I go into that, now we could take the E minor 7 and go through all the same kind of steps we did with getting to the E sus flat 2. But that's a lot of stuff going on there. But you could, because we'd have to get rid of that G string. Maybe we'll just go through that anyway. So we need to replace the G, and just like before, we need to put something on the G string in order to use it, but get rid of the G note. So that would result in having the B note on the G string again. So from here, we are missing the F note, so we've got to try and find an easy place for the F. Now, I would not try and put it on the high E string. You could. That's not very comfortable. I don't like that. We could try and put it here on the B string. That's even worse. So, the easiest place is back where it was originally, on the D string. But doing that means we lose the D note, which we do have to have for this chord. So we got to find another place for it. And really, the only really good option for it, I would say, I guess there's a couple. You could put it on the A string, and then we'd have this. So it would be your root note. That's your flat 7. There's your flat 2nd. There's your 5. There's your 5 again. And then there is your root note. So that's an option there. But what I typically do, since I'm already holding this, I just put my ring finger down on the D note there of the B string. So basically, you have a B diminished chord surrounded by E notes. And that gives us an E7 suspended flat second. This one you just have to pipe in. Alright, now this next one's going to be much easier. So we can just take our, this one I would take the E minor 7, and then, well, you can do it from the E sus4 as well. So take it from the E sus4. Here we have that octave of the root note on the D string. Open it up. And we have our E7 sus4. Alright, same deal for the this one. So we could take this F sus2, take that octave of the root note, lower it down a half step, which will give us the F major 7 sus2. And then we can take the F suspended sharp 4, take the octave of the root note, open that up, or lower it down a half step, which will give us our F major 7 suspended sharp 4. And here, yeah, so this one, we're going to take that G sus2, take that octave of the root note, lower it down the whole step, so this way we have the flat 7 in there. If I hold it like this. And that'll give us our G7 sus2. And then here, same idea, no, this one. Gonna take that, lower that G note down to the F. And that'll give us the G7 sus4. Alright, these are pretty simple. So this one I like just taking the A minor 7, taking that flat third, lower it down to the next note in key. That gives us the A7 sus2. And then back to the A minor 7. Take that C note, which is the flat third, raise it up to the next note in key, which is the D. And that'll give us the A7 sus4. And then the last bar for the key is C. So here, let's see, which one do I think would be the easiest? Probably, we'll start with the minor 7 flat 5. So, that's the root note, that's the flat 5, that's the flat 7, that's the flat third. So we got to take this flat third, lower it to the next note in key, which gets us down to a C. That gives us B7 suspended flat second flat 5. Another mouthful of a chord. And then going back to this, so the next thing we can do is we take the flat third, raise it up to the next note in key, which would be an E. We can take a step further, make it nice and easy. So that being the E note, we could just play the open E string, and then just play the open B string as well. So it's basically like this. That's the voicing. That's the voicing if we skip the B string. But because B is the root note, we can just add that in there. Nice easy way of playing it. 2, 3, 2, 0, 0. And that would give us B7 sus4 flat 5. Whoops, I said sus5 flat 5. There we go. So that's what to get. So hopefully that helps. Any questions come up, let me know. I'll see you again next week.